What up, man? It's your boy BC Reacts, man. I'm back at it with y'all, man, with another reaction video. This is to the top 10 new games of October 2022. Now, I understand that it's the 18th. I know I'm late. As you can see, before we begin, shout out to Gamer Ranks. They released this September 25th. A lot of people don't know Gamer Ranks. Go ahead and give them a follow, man. I've done multiple videos reacting to this channel's content. I'm actually trying to do a reaction video through my PlayStation web browser for the first time. So if this turns out to be cool, then a lot of my reactions are going to come, you know, straight from PlayStation. I don't even have to do it through the desktop or anything. But anyways, I'm rambling. If you're new to the channel, man, welcome, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, because we definitely love your opinions. And hit that share button, man, because the same way you may enjoy this content, your peers around you might. Without further ado, man, go ahead and grab some popcorn and let's get straight to it.
Welcome to DC where the hitters at. PC County, man, you know what's at. Welcome to VA, you know we don't play. Have a nigga on relay, pop his ass twice like a replay. Welcome to DC where the...
Alright, man, I want y'all to bear with me a little bit because since I'm doing it from my PlayStation, I can't full screen it. I can only keep it like this, but you all definitely should still be able to see it.
Every month, Game Ranks goes through all of the games coming out and tries to figure out which ones are most worth paying attention to. And that's this. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the top 10 new games you need to pay attention to in October 2022. Starting off...
Before they start out with number 10, I'm going to be pausing it just to give y'all my opinion. So it's probably going to be a little bit longer than what the actual video is, 14 minutes. In 29 seconds, but yeah, I mean, it's a reaction. Yeah, I gotta get my reaction to it, so get straight to it.
With number 10, Overwatch 2. I think this is probably one you're not going to be able to not pay attention to if you don't want to, which takes the popular Overwatch, which was not a free-to-play game, it was something that cost money to play, makes it free to play, replaces the old game, opens it up to anybody who wants to play it. They've moved over from 6 versus 6 to 5 versus 5. They've added a number of new characters, and I'm sure they've figured out some interesting new ways to make money.
I played Overwatch, y'all. And of course, y'all gonna hear like the PlayStation background music every time I pause it, but that's fine. I've played this game before. To be honest with you, I don't know. Maybe it has to grow on me a little bit more. I loved Overwatch 1. I think it's just a few bugs they need to fix in it, and I love the new characters and stuff. And I thought when I first played the game, I thought that was going to be permanent, where you had to actually play to unlock everybody that you already had unlocked on Overwatch 1. That's one of the only things I really didn't like about it. There's nothing really to not like about this game other than, you know, the fact that you need 5 or 6 people. That's not really a complaint. Just get you a goddamn team. Just like I gotta find people to play with on 2K, you gotta find people to play with on this game. If you'd never heard about Overwatch, look it up. This game, yo, like, is solely team-based. You cannot go solo on this game and do your own thing. Everybody has to depend on every single body. This is just me talking to the people that don't know about Overwatch. But alright, let's go ahead and continue.
And it's free. You got the battle pass, and I know there's a $40 package. I don't know why you would buy a $40 package to a free-to-play game, but hey, I'm not the target audience for paying money for a free game. I doubt the marketing team was up late at night trying to figure out how to get the microtransaction critic audience. I am actually excited about Overwatch 2. I really didn't get into the original one. I thought that the 6 versus 6 was a little too chaotic. Bringing it down to 5 versus 5, I think, is a really good idea, but I'm also somebody who chose Valorant over the original Overwatch, so, I mean, the opinion is a little biased on that.
Valorant is beast. I keep looking over there and the camera's right. Valorant is beast mode. Like, if you've never played Valorant on PC and you have a PC, I don't know what you're missing out on. If they ever bring Valorant to console, I will never play Overwatch ever again in life. It's a huge comparison. I don't care, bro. I mess with Valorant better. It's my personal opinion, though.
Overwatch 2 is out on October 4th on PC, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and Switch. At number 9 is Dragon Ball The Breakers. Basically, if you take the concept of an asymmetrical horror survival multiplayer game.
Basically, Dead by Daylight. I keep looking over there, bro. Basically, Dead by Daylight. This game ain't nothing but the Dragon Ball Z version of Dead by Daylight. Now, what I will tell y'all as far as my opinion on it from actually playing it is that the only thing I don't like that they need to fix is they make it too hard to be able to play with your friends. Like, the only time I've ever been able to play the game with my friends is if I'm doing practice mode. When I try to invite them to a lobby, share my friend code or whatever like that, it just never worked. It always like failed. But I like the game though, bro. Like, I really like it. You know how you got to fix gens and stuff like that on Dead by Daylight. With this, you got to get a Dragon Radar, find Dragon Balls, find some keys or whatever to fix machines or whatever. Then you got Cell trying to kill you. You got Frieza trying to kill you. My favorite one is the Majin Buu one because you got to deal with Spopovich and that other dude's name or whatever right before Majin Buu. Like, they got to basically go around and get the energy that they need to let Majin Buu come out. That in itself is just dope as hell. I'm sorry. And the game is only $20, bro. Like, for Dragon Ball Z fans, bro, don't get too excited or whatever. Like, you kind of get what you're paying for, basically. And that's not like a bad thing, bro. But don't expect it to be like no Xenoverse 2 or nothing like that. It's nothing like that, bro. It's literally Dead by Daylight, Dragon Ball Z version. My opinion.
And instead of having horror, it's a Dragon Ball game. There you go. It's kind of an interesting version of it, though, in that it's a 1 versus 7 online asymmetrical game. And you almost never take control of, like, normal people in the Dragon Ball universe in any Dragon Ball game. And that's precisely what you're doing here. One player is Cell, Frieza, or Buu, and the other players are just normal, non-powerful randoms who have to either avoid or find a way to take on the Raider. Now, this is genre that can feel a little played out, but in all honesty, I think this looks like a fresh take on it. Dragon Ball The Breakers is coming to PC, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and Switch on October 14th. At number At number 8 is A Plague Tale Requiem, the sequel to Plague Tale Innocence, the indie stealth narrative experience, which was set in inland France during the course of the plague. You were a young woman whose brother has sort of a dark power to him. He's able to control the rats, which obviously is very tied to the plague. What we've learned about the sequel is that Hugo is going to be a lot more active. There's a lot more mechanics.
I've never even
Overwatch, which was not
hold on, y'all.
Overwatch.
Hold on, y'all skipped it on accident. Give me a second. I'm almost there. Okay, there we go. Alright. So I think they gave this to PlayStation people for free one day. I've heard it was a really good game, bro. So, like, if y'all want me to play this as like my next walkthrough or playthrough, let me know, bro, and I will play it immediately. Okay, I'm looking for a new game to play. I'm trying to get at least 2 walkthroughs or 2 playthroughs done before I go on vacation next month. Of course, y'all gonna get other content before I go on vacation right after Thanksgiving next month. But I'm trying to get 2 playthroughs done at least. So y'all let me know if this is a game that y'all would want me to play, because not this one, but like the first one. Because I believe I got it for free.
Which obviously is very tied to the plague. What we've learned about the sequel is that Hugo is going to be a lot more active. There's a lot more mechanics involving him actually controlling the rats, and it's not like that didn't exist in the first game, but it's expanded upon here. Narratively speaking, it also looks just a lot more grand, a lot more dark, but also set in the south of France, so a lot prettier and more colorful, despite the fact the story is probably actually a lot more serious and grim. It looks just like a huge improvement over the first game, and also it's supposedly going to be longer than the first game, which is good. The first game, that's probably the main complaint I have about it. It probably could have gone on a little longer. I love Plague Tale Innocence. I'm really excited for Plague Tale Requiem. It's landing on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series on October 18th.
Oh, so it literally came out today.
Number 7 is Victoria 3, the sequel to the 2010 grand strategy game Victoria 2, a simulation of 100 years from 1836 to 1936. I think a very interesting era to simulate in this form. Grand strategy, of course, you got the city building, you got the battle, you got the management, you got all that stuff, exploration. You really have a lot of flexibility. Let's say you want to.
Hey, shout out to GameRanks too, because they're not biased. They don't pick specific games to, like, you know, review and stuff like that, bro. Like, truth be told, would I play a simulation game like this? Probably not. But I can respect the channel because they're not biased, and they kind of show a various amount of games or whatever, not just, you know, one-sided type games, if that makes any sense. I don't know, man. One day I might play a simulation game, though.
Do an industrial society, or let's say you don't. Let's say you want to do a traditional agrarian minimalist society. It's all there. You can do all of it. You got the ability to research new technology. You have the ability to regulate and control industry, make all the deals. And of course, you have the ability to be a tyrant. You can suck if you want, because you have the choice of balancing, you know, the needs of your workers with employing the labor force. Why not? Why not play
Build a whole
an
city.
evil run, you know? Victoria 2 was a pretty great game, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be expanding upon the scope of that game a lot from the looks. But even if they weren't, even if they were just bringing that game into a new generation, making it visually better and function like a modern game, Victoria 3 would probably be worth it. I expect it to be quite good. Victoria 3 comes out on PC on October 25th.
This PC.
And
Okay.
number 6 is Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, a 4v1 Ghostbuster versus Ghost asymmetrical multiplayer game. Both the teams are obviously very, very different. When you're a Ghostbuster, it's a first-person shooter. You're on a team of 3 human players. You're tracking ghosts, you're catching them, undoing the damage done by them, etc. And when you play as a ghost, it's just you control the ghosts, and you basically are trying to scare all of the non-player characters in the location by making loud noises, possessing stuff, you know, haunting. This comes to us from the same developer that has pretty much done all of the good, if short-lived, asymmetrical multiplayer games. Friday the 13th, Predator, Hunting Grounds.
Oh, okay.
This one seems different enough. Like, it has its own mechanics to such an extent that it feels like it might have some staying power. It looks pretty clever, and of course, it's
Depends on the
charming as
price
all hell.
for
You
me.
got
It
Ernie
looks cool.
Hudson
I wouldn't pay no
and
more
Dan
than
Aykroyd in the
20
game.
for it, though.
I mean, in all honesty, it actually looks like a fresh take on this genre. And I said in the Dragon Ball point, it's easy for this to see and played out. So it's cool that we're actually seeing versions of this, 2 of them this month, that have potential. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed comes to PC, the PlayStations, and the Xboxes on October 18th.
Oh,
At number
today.
5 is New Tales from the Borderlands. If you remember, Tales from the Borderlands was a Telltale game series. This one is the same idea, probably going to play pretty much the same, except for it's actually developed by Gearbox, the creators and developers of all of the Borderlands games, save for Tales of the Borderlands. Interestingly enough, they hired a few people from the original game's development team because, as you know, although Telltale Games exists now, it exists in a different state in which a lot of the original employees are not.
I keep trying to grab the daggone mouse. I've never liked Borderland games. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've tried to get into them. I've just never liked it, bro.
There. So I think that it's fair to assume this is going to be
I'm not gonna bash. I'm not gonna talk trash about it. Whatever. It's a game that just hasn't been for me.
a competent version of Tales from the Borderlands. And obviously, all of these games exist in the same universe continuity, I think. So I don't think that it changes anything from Tales of the Borderland, but they consider it standalone. So, like, it doesn't depend on the story of the original Tales from the Borderlands. It is going to have 5 episodes, but all of them are going to be released at one time rather than over the course of several months or even years with some of these various Telltale likes. It picks up about a year after Borderlands 3, and I think that's everything you need to know. New Tales from the Borderlands is landing on the PC, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and Switch October 21st. And number 4 is Bayonetta 3. If you know Old Falcon from a while back, Bayonetta is, of course, a series I hold near and dear to my heart. Really just a fantastic Platinum game series that has never failed, in my opinion. When they picked it back up to make a sequel for Nintendo Switch, I was a little confused as to the platform, but I didn't care. I was just happy to get more Bayonetta because the first one is just hack and slash bliss. It's such a fantastic game. The second one is equally great. It ups the ante, and apparently that's the goal here as well. This particular entry into the series is about preventing the destruction of many worlds. There's a new enemy known as the Singularity.
I've never played not one Bayonetta game ever.
Various non-heavenly threats, man-made monsters, homunculi. You've heard the word before, but they're using it here like it's novel. It's not. Tons of Japanese media has homunculi in it, Full Metal Alchemist, blah, blah, blah. If I'm going to be completely honest, I couldn't care less what the story is. I know it's going to be completely insane because it's Bayonetta. Take me on the ride. Bayonetta 3 is landing on Nintendo Switch October 28th.
Oh, that's on the Switch.
And number 3 is Scorn, a game we have talked about for a very, very long time. It was first announced way back in 2014 as Dyson. I want to say we started following it here in 2017, and we've talked about it on and off since then. This is kind of a Tool album cover as The Witness, is basically how I understand it now. It's a body horror kind of techno organic structure that looks both gross and technological at the same time. There is also some plain ass FPS shooting, but all of the biomechanical weapons look painful, not just to, shoot people with, but just to exist. They look like pure pain. It's one of those games where I think Agony kind of messed up the perception of the genre where this looks pretty different than Agony, actually. Honestly, from everything I've seen in recent years, it looks like they're going for a puzzle game, of course, with a healthy dose of survival horror. And I'm interested to see how this comes out, good or bad, to be clear. Just to be clear, this could turn out bad and still be an incredibly interesting game that's worth paying attention to. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's probably gonna be good. I'm gonna be playing it when it lands on PC and the Xbox Series on October 21st.
Oh, not on PlayStation.
And number 2 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which sounds weird to say, but it's the sequel to the 2019 reboot, and it is a direct sequel. It features a lot of the same characters, and the story takes place 3 years after the 2019 reboot. Basically, it starts after a missile strike from the United States, killing a foreign general, and Task Force 141, the unit from the game, is basically trying to contain this situation, stop it from getting much, much more complicated and a bigger problem. This is also the first Call of Duty to be released on Steam in
How much y'all want to bet the number 1 game on here is Gotham Knights? The one game that I don't got pre-ordered.
A long time. I thought the reboot was quite good, and I am excited to see more of it. It's cool that they have decided to continue this series in a more realistic fashion, because the original Modern Warfare series got pretty absurd, almost science fiction eventually. So we'll see exactly how this one plays out when it comes out on PC, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and it will do so on October 28th. And finally, at number 1 is Gotham Knights.
I told y'all, bro. That's shit crazy.
Which comes to us from WB Games Montreal, the developers of Arkham Origins. It stars Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and the Red Hood, and it is set in an open-world Gotham City in the aftermath of Batman's death. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't think Batman is dead. I think that that's probably what everybody thinks going into this, and I think you'll probably find him at some point. I don't know that he'll be playable at any point. If he is, maybe it'll be a DLC or a secret character, but I have a feeling given the Gotham Knights investigate Batman's disappearance, they'll find him. The bad guys are the Court of Owls, which is a very old secret society. It's probably going to be an interesting game. It's kind of a big swing, so if it connects, probably going to be a home run. Gotham Knights is landing on...
The only thing that I don't like about this game, from what I'm saying, is I think it's only like 2 players. You got like 4 people on there, but it's 2 players. Like, they put it right on the front, 4 people, like getting me excited as hell, but only 2 players. Correct me if I'm wrong.
PC, PS5, and Xbox Series on October 21st. A few bonus games for you, starting with Dakar Desert Rally, a game that bills itself as the biggest off-road rally racing adventure ever developed. That's landing on PC, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and Switch on October 4th. Moving on to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. We've put this in bonus because it's been in early access for a while.
Alright, I'm not going to go ahead and stretch into the bonus. I just wanted to make sure that y'all were able to see the top 10 new games of October. I appreciate y'all for vibing with me, man. Once again, if you're new to the channel, man, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and comment for me. Subscribe and share, because the same way you enjoy this content, your peers around you might. If you have any walkthrough or playthrough games, I keep saying walkthrough. If you got any games that are new and you want me to do a walkthrough of, or a playthrough through it, man, go ahead and hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know. That's definitely where I'll be paying attention to the most. You can follow me on my social medias, man. You'll definitely see it in the intro of this video, and you'll see it on the outro, which is the intro of this video. I'm way more active on my IG. Everything else is pretty much just, you know, there for fun. With that being said, man, it's your boy BZ Reacts, man, and I'm out.
Welcome to DC where the hitters at. PC County, man, you know what's at. Welcome to VA, you know we don't play. Have a nigga on relay, pop his ass twice like a replay. Welcome to DC where the